Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Brahmanandam Param Sukhadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyaadilakṣyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Om. Adorations to Sadguru, who is Brahman, the giver of supreme bliss, embodiment of pure consciousness, one without a second, vast as the ether, infinite, eternal, beyond the three gunas and their modifications, the supreme preceptor. Yoga Vasishtha in Upasham Prakarana. And presently we are dealing with sections 15, 16. The context of this stage is Sage Vasishtha began to relate to Rama his experience with Kakabhushundi. First, he told how he heard about the fame of Kakabhushundi from many sages, and he developed curiosity. Curiosity. To meet with the sage, who is always in crow form, Kakabhushundi, and you have to, all this being allegorical. And in that context, we continue. He is telling Rama about the Kakabhushundi. His speech emanated like the rays of the moon. His heart was placid as a serene lake and as tender as a lotus. Behind his serene countenance, he concealed the profundity of spiritual wisdom. This is the description of sage. Kakabhushundi is allegorical point. That's the ideal setup. O Rama, I descended before the great crow like a meteor falling from the sky. Storyline, Kakabhushundi, using his own power, ascended to that realm where Kakabhushundi dwelled. My sudden appearance startled the assembly of birds. You must realize every satsanga is similar. They're birds. Your crows, your swans, and there are sometimes owls. Vultures, all types of things. But here is satsanga of Kakabhushundi. All are ideal souls. Kakabhushunda, the seer, was undisturbed Seeing me before him, the crow sage rose from his lofty seat and advanced towards me with words as sweet as honey. O sage, I welcome you to this humble nest. Then he scattered flowers over me, even as the clouds shower gentle rain over the earth. Mudmangalmay Sant Samaju. Meeting a saint. That's being highlighted in the story. Sage himself is, but no matter, being a sage doesn't mean that you simply remain fulfilled in your own personality. All saints and sages, in brief, they love each other profoundly, because they are all carrying out the same mission, being channels of God's will. So apparently, if from the external point of view, saints and sages being in different stages, when they meet, there is enrichment in each other. They are helped one way or the other, complement, supplement type of relation. Having offered me water and honey, and having adored me in various ways, Kakbhushunda said, again in storyline, if you have to exactly picture how it is, it will be a cartoon. Sage Vasishtha is there. Crow is coming with his beak and his paws, water and honey, putting on the feet of Vasishtha. But don't take it literally. And offering of water and honey is description of Madhur Ras, sweet sentiment. Sentiment becomes sweetest when one good person meets another good person. And if it's not ordinary good, it's the goodest. I'm joking, but joking in language. O sage, let me know why you have taken the trouble to come to us. The Kakbhushandi asks Sage Vasishtha, so that I can be of service to you. Indeed, your compassion is unbounded. You have come to bless me by your divine presence. Although I know by my intuitive insight the reason you have come here, yet I ask you, O sage, so that I may listen to your nectarine speech. The sages provoke each other to give his spiritual teaching. And the whole assembly enjoys it. Sage Vasishtha said, O Lord of birds, having heard about you in the celestial court of Indra, I became eager to meet you. And now, having seen you, I feel immensely pleased. Your heart overflows with peace. Though living in the world, you are beyond the world process. You are the knower of the secrets pertaining to birth, death, the coming and going of souls, and the processes of ignorance and knowledge. This is a description of Guru. Soul, aspiring soul, seeks guidance. Guidance from whom? But this is ideal setup. That's what you expect as a guru. And whatever teaching you receive, even from lesser personalities, it is coming from the Guru, the divine Guru. So if you develop a mind of viewing the world as Guru, well, you are not moving away from the required condition that you have to pursue, follow the guidance of one personality. I'm putting you into a bigger dimension. This point has been elaborated. Dattatreya had 24 gurus, even birds, animals, and different types of human beings. Again, from a very advanced point of view, sometimes negative people can become powerful gurus to teach you what not to do. But coming back to the topic, Sage Vasishtha presents to the audience the role of Guru. Who is Guru? He knows the secret, Jivan Rahasya, secret of life. And what secret constitutes? Birth. What leads to be born? How do you die? Your coming and going, getting various incarnations, and the operation of ignorance. Every individual and the society is always under the grip of ignorance, with the potentiality of awakening knowledge. The vast majority stay satisfied with ignorance. So that's avidya, the path of avidya, ignorance. Then there are few souls, they follow the path of vidya, knowledge. And the Guru insight promotes this understanding in the aspirant. What constitutes ignorance? What is knowledge? How to move away from ignorant stage and move towards enlightenment. Don't stay dumb. O great sage, Vasishtha is asking Kakabhushundi, please tell me your age and in what family you were born. What led you to attain enlightenment? In brief, I would like to hear the story of your life. Please be gracious and relate all this to me. All this, again, reminding you, is being brought into this story for the purpose of disseminating wisdom. Vasishtha is already fulfilled with wisdom. Kakabhushundi is already fulfilled with wisdom. But when they are talking about it, it's for the good of all people. Sage Kakabhushunda said, O sage, I will recount to you the story of my life. It is certain that the topics that delight great sages like you will prove effective in destroying the ills of the world. To the stories and topics that delight a saintly mind, they become the source of inspiration and guidance for countless people. So the best of scriptures have come from sagely communications, saints communing with saints. And someone got it. And it is certain that the topics that delight great sages like you will prove effective in destroying the ills of the world, even as clouds with their cooling rains relieve the earth of the heat of the sun. Now, highly allegorical story being presented by Kakabhushundi. As I tell, I will go on giving you subtler meaning. Sage Bhushunda continued, O sage, Lord Shiva is the god of gods. He is adored by Brahma, the creator, and all the other gods. Now, Shiva term is used for Brahman, the absolute. And Shiva highlights Vibhuti, Bhasma, ashes on his whole body. Bhasma. Bha is Bhagavan. Bha term relates to God. God is called Bhagavan. Bhaga term relates to 6 great attributes. Jnana, infinite wisdom, that's 1. Infinite dispassion, 2. Infinite strength, 3rd. Infinite fame, Kirti is the Sanskrit word. Shri, infinite prosperity. And Aishwarya, infinite lordliness. Jnana, Vairagya, Bal, Kirti, Shri and Aishwarya. All these are Bhagavan. Simple, brought into one little letter Bha. And Ashma. Ashma term relates to us. Think of Asmita, Asmi. Asmi, I am. That I am shines as Bhagavan. The I am is no longer body I am, individual personality I am, ego I am, no longer that. The I am is the absolute I am. As ego I am, you are like a reflected sun in a jar of water, constantly agitated. With real I am, you are the sun. What happened? Your previous role as reflected sun became bhasma, burnt up into ashes. So it's nothing to do with ash or trash. But brought into ritual aspect to remind you, to allow you to have something to touch your subconscious. Just like divine love is presented as kumkum in your Ajna Chakra. So many adorations, so many decorations done to the body are glorifying the divine within yourself. So from that point of view, that's the role of Bhasma. His matted locks are adorned by celestial river Ganga. Ganga is wisdom, absolute. The moon that rose from the milky ocean adorns his forehead. And He is the Lord of the moon. Moon is La Luna. Shiva allows the moon to become an adornment, and that moon remains ever the same, no waxing, no waning, just in one state, pointing out the mind being led to absolute calmness. Otherwise, you think of the word lunatico. In your attic of your head, you have La Luna. And he has 3 eyes that we have explained. 2 eyes are horizontal vision, past, present, future. 3rd eye, transcendental vision. Same thing is brought into the mysticism of cross. Horizontal line being intercepted by the vertical. But in Shiva's case, horizontal line is your 2 eyes. Put a line, we'll see, horizontal. And with the nose at the head, vertical. And the intercepting point is your Agya Chakra. So that's the eyes, 3 eyes of Shiva. All practical realities are within his control. And at the same time, he transcends them all. Practical realities, horizontal line is based on vrittis of the mind. Vertical, where all the vrittis are moved away, pratyaya bhava. But that's the progressive movement. It doesn't happen all in a sudden way. And we have the whole Ganges story, which divine wisdom that sweeps away all impurities and all obstacles to enlightenment. The throat of Shiva shines like Indranila gems. Nilakantha, Shiva is called. But not just ordinary blue, but brilliant blue, like a gem. It's a divine gem. Because the poison that he drank in ancient times has mingled with the nectarine rays of the moon from the crown of his head and has now become a divine adornment. Goddess Uma abides on the left side of the Lord Shiva's body. Is Prakriti Purusha. Shiva is Param Purusha, Brahman, and his magical power, Prakriti. His effulgent body is besmeared with ashes of universal destruction. Bhasma, which I have explained to you. The bones of Brahma, Indra, and other gods go to form the garland on his neck. The vastness of space continues his apparel. He abides in the cremation grounds. Sanskrit word for cremation is smashan, where sma, I am, shines. Everything else brought into ashes. Therefore, Even people who have not read the scriptures, they get smashan vairagya, going to cremation ground for a while. They begin to speak words that are spoken by sages. Lord Shiva is the absolute self. The third eye refers to the transcendental vision, wherein the world is negated. He is the destroyer of time, space, and causation. That's called the world process. He drinks the poison of duality and converts it into his own being. The Ganges on his matted locks refers to the stream of divine wisdom which enables a person to become one with him. The cremation ground is the mystic plane wherein the world process has been burnt up by the fire of wisdom. Though Shiva is the presiding deity of all forms of destruction, yet from an advanced point of view, all destructive processes are associated with constructive processes in the world, and therefore are necessary developments aiding the spiritual evolution of the soul. This evolutionary process reaches its climax when the soul unites with absolute Shiva, Brahman, by removing the veil of ignorance. Goddess Uma is the personification of Prakriti. Prakriti that turns into Sattvic, Sattva predominating Prakriti. That's called Maya. Rajas predominating Avidya. Tamas, Tamasi Prakriti, which we have explained how Brahman, through these three Prakritis, play the role of the entire universe. And that all that Prakriti is Uma Devi. Brahman is Om. And Om has become Uma. Both are one and the same. Lord Shiva's numerous attendants, they are known as Bhutganas, are ever ready to carry out his behests. His male attendants, Bhutganas, and the female attendants, called Matrikas, have strange faces and features. Bhutganas are subtle elements and their role in different forms. Matrikas are modes of nature. The basic Matri relates to Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi. Matrikas are many extensions radiating from these three Devis. They all adore Lord Shiva, who is Mahadeva, the absolute God. Of the numerous Matrikas, the 8 best known are Jaya, Vijaya, Aparajita, Jayanti, Alambusha, Siddha, Rakta, and Utpala. All this is very similar to our pointing out all the 8 steps of Bhumikas. Prakriti that plays a mode promoting that state. Jaya is the early stage, a stage where you are progressing in the world of karma. If you progress for attaining enlightenment, then Jaya, you are really attaining victory, Jaya Ho. Vijaya now has let you in that palace where you have to climb these 7 steps in a very delightful manner. So Jaya is the fastest, Vijaya is the fastest of the 7 steps. Aparajita literally means undefeated. So, first step is known as Shubhecha, aspiration for God realization. When Shubhecha has become perfected, Vicharina, your Vichar movement, inquiry movement will not be thwarted, no matter how things happen. The inquiry into who am I, no matter how things are, most important is I am. And want to understand who that I am. Aparajita, unthwarted. Then comes Tanu Manasi, attenuation of the impurities of your mind. And that Prakriti they are known as Jayanti, leading you to real victory. Next one is Sattvapatti, and the Devi behind is called Alambusha. Alambusha, all these are very subtle meanings. Alamban term has become transfigured into Alambusha. Alamban means you would need support. Once you have come to Sattvapatti, you don't need any support from the world of triad. And Alambusha rides on crow. Crow is symbolic of double consciousness. The eye of a crow is considered one vision, and the crow uses in 2 sockets. In fact, everyone uses that way, but crow term has been highlighted. And this Kakabhushundi is the son of that crow, the vehicle of Alambusha Devi. That will tell you more. Next one is called Siddha. Siddha is Asam Sakti. After Sattvapatti comes Asam Sakti. You will not be touched, no matter where you go. Things will not taint you. Next one is called Rakta. Rakta means absolute red. This is called Padartha Bhavana. Just like the sun begins to set, everything becomes absolute red. Lali mere lal ki, ultimate merging into God is described by red color, Rakt. And next one, last one is called Utpala. Utpal is a kind of a falling of frost. Falling of frost is Turiya. Yes, transcendental. So all these Devis relate to these different steps. Each Matrika rides on a different vehicle. And so goddess Alambusha rides on a crow. The name of the crow is Chanda. Cha is acharana movement. Cha means you are moving Your life is active with purpose. And that Cha movement is led to its perfection. That potentiality that allows your life to have fulfillment of its purpose. That's all that's implied by the word Chanda. Cha is the anda. Anda is egg. Egg contains the potentiality of the bird that flies out of it. So that Cha movement, Cha potential, that is the name of the crow on which Alambusha rides. Much in the same manner as Lord Vishnu rides Garuda bird. Once upon a time, these Matrikas were engaged in celebrating divine festivity. They ate and drank and danced and sang. Not use it worldly way. It's all ecstasy of divine nature. But the people will understand when they use their own language. Eat, drink, be merry. Since they are the agents of destruction, again, destruction terms is sublimation. They have a lot of meat and a lot of blood, flesh and blood. This is nothing to do with real flesh and blood. The form of description is meant to present a spiritual insight behind the destructive processes of this world. What seems to be ugly and terrifying is in reality a divine festivity, beckoning the soul to the realm of Shiva, the abode of transcendental self. That's why I say Karunamaya. Coronavirus is Karunamaya Ras, of God's grace. While the festivities were in progress, Chanda, the vehicle of Alambusha Devi, began to dance with the female swans. Swan is the vehicle of Goddess Saraswati. And the storyline, swan has its own whole bunch of swans. Male, female swans, all. And Saraswati chooses any one of them. And this crow began to play with those swans. Soon intoxicated with drinking and dancing, Chanda mated with those swans, female swans. And as a result of this, they became pregnant. When Goddess Saraswati noticed the condition of her swans, she told them not to worry about their task of driving her chariot. But rather pass their time in relaxation, not in vexation. And in the course of time, these swans laid 7 eggs. Again, those eggs relate to those 7 steps, which gave rise to 7 crows. Myself and my 6 brothers. That's the identity of Kakabhushan. He is Sattvapatti. And 6 others, they are all his brothers. Again, allegorical things are not like mathematics. Kakabhushundi is actually the entirety, all the climax of the seven. And all other six are his brothers. In a storyline, all the seven attains enlightenment. As the swans, as the seven of us grew up, we received the grace of Goddess Saraswati Devi, who favored us because these were the sons of her own swans. Very dear, near dear. And what can Saraswati do but give the gift of knowledge? As a result of this, Kakabhushundi says, we became liberated in life, all this. Later, we were welcomed by our father, Chanda, and favored with the presence of goddess Alambusha. Chanda said, "O my dear children, have you attained release from the web of the world process?" So the father, instead of asking them, "Have you taken chocolates?" etc. The first thing he asked them, "Have you attained release from the disease of the world process? If you have not, seek the grace of Goddess Alambusha and be endowed with wisdom." We answered, "O Father, we have known all that is to be known. Now we desire to abide in a good solitary place." Solitary place is place of non-duality, Kaivalya. Chanda replied, "O my children, there is a mountain known as Meru. Your spinal column is called Merudanda. Is the mystic channel leading you to the absolute self. So that channel that leads one to the highest, described as a great mountain called Mount Meru. Similarly, as Merudanda is important in your personality, spinal column. So Mount Meru is important for the cosmic set. The spinal column aspect is micro aspect. The other one is macro, which is the highest of all mountains, symbolizing the mystic center of the entire universe. It is a great receptacle of treasures and gems, and is the abode of numerous celestial beings. Its extension is beyond imagination. And we will continue to give you further description of the Meru mountain. And in that mountain is the ashram of Kakabhushundi, and all celestial birds come, and he goes on giving, keeps his time involved with satsanga, divine satsanga. And all satsangas are a bit of Kakabhushundi set. Because people who listen to satsangas, they shouldn't be human beings, they should be birds. So with this we conclude for now. Om Ram 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 Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om. Prayer for shower of Karunamaya Rasa, grace of God over all, and for awakening your soul to attain liberation, blessed with Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.